Okay, so I'm going to record this video. This is basically a little hip. This is a stretch video basically. It is 6:50 on a Friday morning and we're going to do a nice gentle stretch this morning. You need access to a wall. You also need access to either a sofa or the wall again for a little bit, and two cushions, and that's it. So take your two cushions and put them up against the wall and go and sit yourself on the cushions. Okay, so we're going to sit on the cushions and then we're going to be going leaning against the wall and letting your legs just gently stretch out. So I've got my upper back on the wall. So I'm doing this on the YouTube video and I do have my little chair in the way, but hopefully you can see this okay. So from there, I've got my head supported, my shoulders are on the wall, and I'm in a nice relaxed position. You're just going to, without using your hands, you're just going to bring your heels together and gently just let them slide up. Just a little bit. So the knees are going to go out. So we're going to go into our butterfly stretch against the wall. And we're going to do some just gentle mobility on the hip. And this one just takes a little while to develop. We've got 40 minutes class this morning. And we will be working our way nice and slowly through that. We're going to be doing some hip, lower back, quad, hamstring, and some strengthening work with that a little bit as well. Okay, so just going to sort of chill here. If you want to play yourself some music, just play something just really nice and chilled. No death metal played to stretch class, please. It's not a good thing. So again, I'm not going to take as much time as I probably would do if I was doing this on my own. And that's because basically I don't want to bore anybody while just sitting here with my feet together. And then from there, I'm not going to touch again. I'm just going to bring them in just a little bit more and then let the knees go down. Now, I've got the soles of my feet together now. My knees dropped out. I'm on two cushions. That's raised me up a little bit and it's going to allow my legs to drop just that little bit more. So it's just slightly advanced, not a lot. Plus it's nice and comfy as well. And again, I'm not using my hands in any way whatsoever at this point. But I am just going to just gently rest them in their out of play, just wherever you're comfy. And like I said, again, it's a really chilled start to the workout. And yeah, we're just going to take our time. And then without using the hands again, bring them in one more time. Okay. Now, depending on if you've got any issues or not, this is going to open up the hips, help to improve hip mobility. Also, with hip mobility, that will help improve any spine, any back pain, any glute issues, inner thigh, and any of the muscles that are interconnected around from the hip up and down. That's immediately hip up or down. Now I've got hip pain here, and basically when I first started it was more painful out than it is in now, which that could be because we just started, or it could be just an angle thing, who knows. We'll never know the answer to that one. And now from there I'm just going to reach forwards and I'm just going to just gently grab hold of my shins and just pull them in just a little bit more. I'm now going to leave my hands on here. And that's applying a little bit of weight, not a lot. So they're not on the end of the knees, they're on the inner thigh. And again, I'm sitting quite tall. Just be mindful that you don't want any pressure on the neck or shoulders on that point. And if you do feel like you've got that, what I tend to do is just gently push my head against the wall, which will lift my back, and then replace it, and then you'll be in a more comfy position. Like I said, I'm not going to rush it, but equally I'm not going to take as much time as I would do normally. And then from there, I'm going to keep, I've got a hold of my shins, remember, and then I'm just going to pull them in a little bit further. My heels, my feet are now flat together. My heels are right up against the cushion, so I can't go any further now, really. So I'm in. So from there, I'm then going to add a little bit of weight to the inside edge of my knees. So I'm just going to place my hands on the back of my hands, on the inside edge of my knees, and just let that weight just push it out. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, and again, if you feel like the head's moved, you can just push the head against the wall, raise the back off and replace. We're going to do a couple of exercises using the wall this morning. So we're going to be based here for a while. Like I said, I've tried to get my camera angle. The camera angle for teaching a live class is fairly good. But for the camera for the YouTube, maybe not quite as good. So we're just in that butterfly position. Hopefully it is all seeable. Now I'm going to hold this for between 30 seconds and a minute longer, guys. If you feel like you need to come out of it, you can just always grab the knees, just pull them up a little bit, and then just let them back down again and re-add the weight. So we always do a nice gentle stretch on a Friday morning. Sometimes, sometimes we do yoga-based movements. I'm not saying yoga-based movements, completely different ethos. Sometimes we use Pilates. Sometimes we use traditional stretch. Sometimes we use mobility exercises. And if you're talking about mobility, we've got to loop that all underneath flexibility. So basically, anything that's going to enhance your general movement throughout the day and how you feel throughout the day. I'm going to hold this for about another 10 seconds and then we're going to gently come out of it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Now take the hands, put them underneath the knees and then just gently lift them up. And then we're just going to come out of it. I'm going to come off the cushions. Now you can have one of these cushions for your head if you want. You can even have 2. I'm going to have 2. I'm going to be greedy. Now, I'm going to sort of show you without getting on the wall. I want you in that position with your knees bent and your feet flat on the wall, okay? So you need to have your knees basically at right angles. We've got our feet flat on the wall and our knees in line with our hips and our ankles in line with our knees. And then from there, we're going to just literally just push your tailbone down towards the floor and then just gently rock, okay? So it's not a big movement. I'm pushing the tailbone down, which will arch my back, and then I'm tipping and tucking it up, okay? So we're just going to gently move through that for me. And again, you can have no cushions, 1 cushion or 2 cushions, depending on how you actually feel with the head. So just gently rocking, tipping and tilting the tailbone, and we're using the wall to just give us a different feel on this, really. Okay, I'm just going to go for a couple more little hip rocks. And I'm going to go with just 1 more little hip rock. And then I'm going to completely relax. Now just focus on the knees being nice and square and the feet being flat on the wall to start with. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to just open out the knees and the sides of the feet are going to be on the wall, and then you're going to rock them back in. And we're going to go again. So just open the knees out, press a little bit into the side of the wall, and then bring them back. Let's go again. So open them out, push very gently with the side of the feet into the wall, and then bring them back. Let's go again, guys. So don't just flap them out, and if you feel like you need to push the hands on the inner knee, you can do, and then bring it back. Okay, I am going to use my hands just to encourage that to go a little bit wider. And again, remember, you've got to press with the side of the feet into the wall and bring them back in. I want 2 more of those for me. So we're just going to open that out, gentle push if you want to. and then back in. One more time, so we're going out. My legs have already started to shake, guys, which means that my hips are relaxing off, so which is a good thing. And then bring them in. And then from there, just walk 1 foot up at a time. And then from there, we've got our legs straight. I don't want you to be doing anything stupid with your toes. They're just nice and relaxed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our hip rock. Okay, so our legs are now straight. So you're going to push the tailbone and then curl it up. And that'll feel very, very different. Some of you might be getting a little pain in your hamstrings or the backs of your calves. Okay, but nothing sort of like really painful. We're just literally looking for just some different bits of activation. And this is going to activate the pelvis above the hip joint and the pelvic joint. Got 2 more of these little gentle hip rocks. 1 more. Again, doesn't make great viewing, guys, because it's all really small. Okay, and then up there. Okay, walk the feet back down again, and we want to end with our heels in line with our knees again. And then from there, this time we're just going to just push on the wall, lift our bum up just a little bit, and then you're going to roll down 1 vertebra at a time. I'm not going for massive lift, okay? So start rolling the tailbone and then let it lift up, okay? And then roll it back down 1 vertebra at a time. Now you see people doing these all the time on YouTube and they literally just overextend, and we don't want to overextend. And then rolling it back down again. And again, the emphasis is on 1 vertebra at a time, so lifting the tailbone and then starting and lifting up and then gently rolling back down again. And then I'm just going to push that tailbone down, so we're going to start and then just making that little hip rock just a little bit bigger and then roll it back down again. Push the tailbone down. We're going to make this our last one. Tip and tuck the tailbone and then roll it up, lift it up and hold it for 3, 2, 1. Gently roll it back down again 1 vertebra at a time. Walk the legs back up the wall and then just hang there. Okay. And then from there we're just going to do our hip rocks again. So we're just going to lift the tailbone a little bit and then down. And then from there we're just going to just lift up. Push the toes towards the wall and then roll back down again and pull the toes towards the shin. Go again, so gently apply pressure, lifting, tailbone up, pushing the toes towards the wall and then back down again. And pull the toes back. 2 more of these, so we lift it. Again, a little bit more hip flexor here and then roll it back down again, curl the toes. And then let's go again, pushing the toes towards the wall as we lift up. And then back down again, pulling the toes. I like that, so we're going to do 1 more for me. So push, lift it, pushing a little bit. And then just gently rolling it back down again. Walking the feet back down to where we were originally. And then we're just going to just open those knees again, push that out. And then bring them back in again. 1 more of those, so just gently pushing them out, hold it, press into the wall with the feet and holding it for 4, 3, 2, 1 and just chill. Okay, from there, anywhere you want to, just roll out of it and coming up. Now, depending on what you're on, if you've got a mat, you might be all right with just the mat. I'm going to go with a cushion. Now, excuse me, I want you to put, we're going to have the wall in front of us. And if you've got a good padded mat, use the good padded mat. If not, you're going to go on the cushion. Okay, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to put my right knee towards the front of the cushion. I'm going to step forward with my left foot. Okay, so then from there, I'm going to have my hands flat on the wall. And then from there, I'm just going to pull myself forwards, squeezing my right butt cheek and gently pressing against the wall. Hold that for 3, 2, 1, and release it. Let's go again. So push forwards, pressing into the wall, squeezing that right glute, and then release it. One more of these, guys. So pull gently forwards, pressing into the wall with the hands, and release it. Now from there, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but this time when we pull forwards, we're going to lift the left foot up 5 times, okay? So pull yourself forwards, squeeze and activate that right glute, pressing into the wall. Now lift the, lift the left foot up 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relax it back. Got one more of those. Now this time, if you can, you're going to pull forwards. You okay, Tammy? Sorry, I've used a name on there. I don't like using names on the video. If you can, the right foot, just move it out to the side just a little bit. So it's not right behind me. I've just pushed it to the side. Pressing into the wall, squeezing the right glute, and then lifting that left foot 5 times. 3, 4, and 5. And then come out of it, relax that down, and come off. Okay. So we're just going to change sides. Like I said, ideally it would be a really heavily padded mat. I'm not on a really heavily padded mat. I just want to protect the knee. Same, left knee on this time. And then step forwards with that right foot. Hands are firmly flat on the wall. And then from there, you're just going to pull yourself forwards, pressing into the wall with the hands. Push hard, squeezing the left butt cheek this time and hold it for 3, 2, 1, and relax it back. Let's go again. Pull forwards, gently pressing against the wall and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and push it back. Let's go again. Pull forwards, push against the wall. The emphasis on the wall push is the big difference on this stretch now. And release it. And then we've got one more of those. So just push that hip forward, squeeze the left glute, and then press into the wall. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and release. So this time we're going to do a little pull forwards. I see a couple of you at home sort of going, oh yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, you should be able to feel this, okay? So from there, pull it in, squeezing that glute, pressing against the wall, and then you're going to lift the right foot 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it back. Now this time, if you want to, just take that foot out a little bit to the side. I've not done a big movement, it's a small movement. Now push forwards, squeeze the left glute, press into the wall. Now lift that right foot 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just relax that off. Okie dokie. So walking it away. So bring in the cushions, and I'm going to be kneeling on the cushions, guys, and I've got my cushions, I've got a little gap of about 3 inches in between, okay? You might want them a little bit wider, it's entirely up to you. So we're going to go on to the cushions with the knees, okay, and we're just going to gently, we're going on to all fours, spanning the fingers, and I want you to dip the lower back. Now my knees are wider than what they would be normally in this cat-cow pose. So your knees are slightly wider, and then tip and tuck the tailbone under and relax, and then just push all the way back. Try and get your back of your thighs down onto your heels, and then just gently drop the head down. Pull yourself back up, dip that lower back. Like I said, the knees are slightly wider than normal. And then tip and tuck the tailbone under, so we're only lengthening the lower back. We don't need to do any grand gestures of rolling that upper back too much. The upper back has already got too much round in it. And then just drop it all the way back. Let the hands slide forwards. I've got my forearms down now, and I want you to drop your head to the floor if you can. Bring yourself back up into all fours. Now this time I want you to be neutral. I don't want you to be dipping or rounding. Just going to be going neutral. And I want you to take your tailbone, and I just want you to just push it over to your left side. So try and isolate as low down as you can on the spine and push over to the left side. Release it center. Do the other side. So I'm now pushing my tailbone over. And we're talking just about the last few vertebrae really on the lower back. And then release it to the other side. So push it over to the left. Release it, and then over to the right. Release it. Drop it back again for me. Forearms down, forehead down. And then come back up. Now guys, we're sort of trying to create a bit of a spiral on that lower back. So I'm just talking about this bit here really, when we do this. Now I want you to kick the tailbone over to the left side again. So kick the tailbone over to the left side again. And hold it for 3, 2, 1. Release it. Now take your right arm, thread it through and get your right ear down and hold it there. So I've got as much of my arm down on the floor as I can and my right ear. Again, we're slightly different on this today because we've got our knees wider than normal setup. And then slowly release that up. Coming back up to position. And then from there, you're going to just kick the tailbone over to the right side. So my back wants to dip on this. Sorry, we're just about to be photo bombed by my big dog with his wagging tail. And release it, and then take your left arm this time, thread the left arm through and come on down. So we've got a little spiral. Oh, I'm about to get got back. Ah, my little dog, I'm sorry. Ah! Okay, morning, baby. Okay, yeah, okay. So if you, yeah, sorry. Hello, baby. Yeah. Okay, my dog. Yeah. Okay, sorry about this, guys. And then bring yourself back up onto all fours. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. Anyway, YouTubers at home, that was different, wasn't it? So dip that lower back for me. I did get got by my little chihuahua there. And release it, guys. Okay. So I think we're just going to have a little break off our knees there. And we're going to come off of it. So what I'm going to get you doing is, if you've got access to the wall, we're going to use the wall. Now I'm going to demonstrate. I did this with a couple of PTs this week, and I don't know if I transferred it over to class or not. I can't remember. So you need access. I'm going to use the back of my sofa. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie up against. I'm going to have imagine I've got the sofa behind me. Okay. I'm going to raise that leg, and then I'm just going to push that heel into the back of the sofa, but you can do this on a wall. Okay, so you've just got to be able to have that top leg up and then push it back. Now I'm pushing it back about anywhere between 8 to 12 inches. The further away from the wall you are, the harder it is. Okay, I would normally do this on a timer. I'm not using a timer this morning. Okay, so I am moving probably impossibly away from the YouTube camera, but hopefully you can see everything. Now I've got the sofa behind me, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to raise that top leg, and then I'm going to push it back gently, and I'm going to push my top heel into the sofa and hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that into the chest. Give it a little pull, send it back out straight, and then apply pressure again. So we're pushing into the wall with that heel. Now we've used the wall for different pressure points today. Sorry, I'm very croaky today. Sorry. Holding that for 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently swing that into the chest and give that a little hug up there. Now we've got a couple more of these, but I'm just going to let that leg have a little rest first. So take that back down again and then just chill. So I've completely chilled out through the hip. So from there, sorry, rise that up. That feels better. Did not have my drink this morning, I'm sorry. Push that back against the wall. So remember, wall or sofa, anything you like, and you might be feeling a stretch on the hip flexor, you might be feeling work on your hamstring or your calf. Swing that back into the chest, give it a little hug, send it back out, and then swing it back. And this is going to be our final one. Push it. As you're pushing it, that hip will go forwards. And again, I can feel this on my calf, and that's just because I'm desperately searching for other muscle groups to work rather than the ones that I want. Bring it in, give that a little hug, and gently release it down. Now, sit yourself up slowly. We're going to repeat that on the other side, okay? So now you know the setup. This is it's a really good exercise, this one, guys. It's not new, it's an old physio exercise. It's not my exercise, it's one that was given me a very long time ago by a physio. Okay, and then from there, so again, just make sure you've got that gap. If you go too far away, it becomes too difficult. Raise the leg, push it back against whatever you've got behind you. Now, can't stress it, it can be a door, a wall, a sofa, a stool. Okay, but it must be a flat, hard surface. 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee gently into the chest. Now, when I did this earlier with PTs this week, I didn't bring this little hug in here. Send it back out. Swing it back, apply pressure and push quite heavily into the wall with the heel. My leg is straight, not bent. But when I say straight, it's not locked at the joint. And bring it back into chest, give it a little hug. Remember, we're going to have a little rest at this point so that hip gets turned off. Bring it down and just rest it. Total relax on there. Okay. And then we've got 2 more of those to do. So raise it up. swing it back, apply pressure into the wall. So we've got, so far we've done a little bit of yoga, a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of physio work, a little bit of my stuff. Bring it in. Now the stuff that I do, it's normally embellished on top of traditional things, like the wide knee cat-cow pose. Swing it back out, swing it all the way back and press. Oh gosh, keep going guys, keep holding that. I forgot to plug my laptop in, it's about to die. It's about to die. Keep holding it for 3, 2, 1. Then swing that into the chest for me. Give it a little hug. And we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just relax it. Gently sit yourselves back up, guys. Sorry about that. Right. Hopefully that sort of activated on there. Now we're going to come back away from the wall and you're going to need your 2 cushions again, back down on the floor. So you can come right up close now. We don't need the wall again, gang. We don't need the wall again. Well, that was an event. It's been an eventful morning so far. We've had the dogs and we've had the battery die, so what else can go wrong? So I've got my cushions fairly wide again, okay? And we're going to go onto the cushions with the knees. And I've got my knees fairly wide-ish, okay? I'm just going to go back a little bit further. There we go. And then from there, I'm just going to drop back, okay? Just going to drop back there. And then from there, I'm just going to walk forwards with my elbows, and they're fairly close. My bum's sort of stuck in the air. And then from there, we're just going to gently push back and gently pull forwards. Now, you might feel that the knees are starting to slide out a bit further, which is exactly what I want to happen, guys. Now, at this point, if you feel like the cushions need to go a little bit wider, please move them now before we get too far into this stretch. Pull forwards and push back. So trying to make some videos for whilst I'm away. Okay, pull forwards and push back. Now come back up square, walk your elbows a little bit further away, not a lot. Push backwards. Pull forwards to like, imagine you're in a plank really there. Push back. Pull forwards. Now this is a very advanced exercise we're going into now, guys, but hopefully I'll get you there safe. Push back. And then pull forwards. And again, I put my own twist on this exercise. Push it back. And then come forwards. And again, hold it square. Walk the elbows a little further forwards. You might be feeling the knees slide a little further. So we're going to do all that again. So push back. Trying to push right the way back for me. And then pull forwards. And then push back for me. And then keep that rocking backwards and forwards, and you'll feel like you're going further forwards. And push back. And then come forwards for me, and then hold it there. Now, I'm going to adjust the feet. I'm going to take my feet so that my ankles are now in line with my knees. Before they were in, and I've not made a big deal of the feet, so you're taking the feet out so your ankles are in line. Now, push backwards again, and then pull forwards again. Obviously, you need a mat underneath your elbows. I didn't instruct that out. Just make sure you're not on a hard surface. and then pull forwards. Now, tip and tuck your tailbone under whilst you're holding it forwards. Relax it off and push back. And then pull forwards and tip and tuck the tailbone. Now we're going to stay here, guys, for around about a minute. I am tipping and tucking, but not strongly. So I'm not going to be forcing that issue. I mainly got you to do the tip and tuck so that you don't let the back collapse. Now when we come out of this is the frog pose. When we come out of this, you're going to listen to what I'm going to say to get you out of it safely. Like I said, this is a very advanced exercise. I think I've done quite a good job of being able to get you into an advanced exercise position in stages. I've never seen anyone else do that. It doesn't mean that it's not being done, guys. If you've got an exercise for brain, a brain for exercise even, you will have sussed this one out and you'll be doing it and thinking, I've nicked it from you. I haven't. I've just got an exercise brain. I'm going to hold this for about another 10 seconds, gang, and then listen to what I'm going to say to bring you out of it. Relax the tailbone first. Bring the feet in. Slowly walk your elbows back till you come up onto your hands and then drop back safely there. Okay. Now from there, just come off the cushions. Okay. And I'm just going to do a little time check. We're pretty much there, but I'm just going to do just a little bit more. So we're going to go onto the floor. And I'm going to cross my left leg over my right. That's my left leg gone over my right. I've got the cushions behind my head, and I'm going to gently rock over to my left side. So it's my left leg over my right, and I'm going to gently rock it over. So yeah, so video-wise this morning we've had a battery running out on a laptop, and we've had I've been photo-bombed by Bruce and whacked with his tail, and then I got me. So that's all on video, guys. So I'm just gently rocking on that one. You can hold it for a bit longer if you want to. I'm just after just a gentle rock, and you'll get a stretch on your hip flexor and a little bit of movement through the spine. I've just got one more of these because we are running out of time fairly quickly. So I'm bringing that back to the centre, uncrossing, taking it back the other side. So we've got that leg dropped over. My arms are out just for support. Now we're going to take it over to the right side. So it's the right leg over left, and I'm going to gently rock it over. Now again, it's the left side that we're working here. The right side is basically doing the steering. And we're just gently rocking it over. Just got two more of these, and then we're going to call it a morning. I've got one more of these. Over it comes. Okay. And then gently unravel the legs. You can, my legs are trembling. Like I said, whenever my legs do this, it means the stretch has been good because I have been able to relax my body, which is not an easy thing. Any way you want to, guys, sit yourself up super slow. For the purpose of YouTube, that was fairly horrific, but hopefully we'll keep that video. And bring yourselves back in at home, guys.